So today we are going to discuss the POCSO Act. The POCSO Act is Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, which came in 2012. Now, like any act which has a legislative intent behind, this act has an objective of protecting children from sexual offences and to provide special courts for the same. So there are two things which are very important to understand this act. First is who is a child under this act, and the second is what are the sexual offences which are covered under this act. So a child has been defined as any person who is below the age of 18 years of age, irrespective of the gender of that person. So whether it's a male or a female or of some other gender, a person who is below the age of 18 has been defined as a child under this act. Now, what are the sexual offences that have been catered under this act? So starting from touching a child in a certain way, which is sexual harassment, to sexual assault, which is raping a child, to pornography, everything, these all are the defined sexual offences under this act. Now, if the same offence takes place and the accused is somebody that the child knew, some relative, or the offence took place when there was a communal violence that was taking place, or the accused is a police officer or somebody that the child trusted. So in all those cases, the punishment becomes severe. So this is the definition of sexual offence. Now there is one unique feature of this act is that there is this provision of mandatory reporting. So for example, if any person has an apprehension that a sexual offence is likely to be committed or has knowledge that a sexual offence has taken place with the child, then there is a responsibility on that person to mandatorily report such sexual offence. If there is a person who works in a hospital, in a lodge, in a club, or works in media, is a photographer, and he gets to know that there is some sexually exploitative content with the child, with regards to the child, which is there, then there is a responsibility, mandatory. It is mandatory for that person to go and to report such sexually offensive, such pornographic material if that is there. So if a sexual offence takes place, or there is an apprehension that a sexual offence is likely to be committed, then that must be reported and an FIR must be lodged, and that can also take place through the official portal of the NCPCR, that is National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. So there is, on their website, there is this official complaint procedure that is there. Now once these procedures are done, there are certain features of the act that must be discussed, must be kept in mind. Some features like the statement of the child must be recorded in his place of residence or in a place of choice of the child. These things, the statement must be recorded by a women officer, because there is this presumption that women officers are more empathetic, or the child will feel more comfortable. So the comfort of the child has been taken care of this way. And the women officer or the officer, if she is not available, must be in casuals and should not be wearing uniform, so that the child doesn't feel intimidated. And the identity of the child must be kept private, so his privacy or her privacy must be maintained, and that child must not come across the accused at any time during the trial, so that the child does not have to go through that trauma again. So these are certain procedures which are there. So that was all about the POCSO Act. The Delhi High Court recently said that the courts must imbibe the legislative intent of the POCSO Act. Well, the intent of these videos is not to provide a critical understanding of law, but rather to create an awareness as to how the law stands today. So that would be it. Thank you.